Throughout the year, SAICE JHB hosts various technical lectures in order to keep its members abreast with the latest in innovation with regards to civil engineering. This technical lecture was presented by Dr. Roderick Rankine, who poses critical questions on the future for sustainable energy. Will humankind make the transition to sustainable energy?
This is a picture of an electric car from 1911, so that's over 100 years ago, the Bailey electric roadster. It had a range of 118 miles, that's 190 kilometers, on a single charge when driven at a speed of 20 miles per hour, 32 kilometers per hour, not much different from a modern car driving in city traffic. The following extracts from an advertisement which appeared in the Boston Evening Transcript on the 13th of September 1913. It says, "The Bailey electric roadster has startled the automotive world. An electric that will average 20 miles per hour for 100 miles on one charge is a distinct innovation in electrics, and for the first time puts EV in the field as a direct competitor to the gasoline car." You could almost, if you took the speed out, you could almost republish that in an advertisement for a BMW i3 today, or a Nissan Leaf today. We haven't progressed as much as we think. Right, the lecture was about renewable, sustainable energy, what options there are, the limitations, why it's important that we transition to renewables as soon as possible without delay, and some examples, including some examples from my personal experience of photovoltaic installation and the construction of an electric vehicle. Right, South Africa is blessed with abundant sunshine. South Africa probably has photovoltaic potential better than anywhere else in the world, or at least as good as anywhere else in the world. A place like Johannesburg particularly so. It really is an economically viable technology to adopt today, especially if you run a small business which operates during the daytime when the sun's shining, and you can get away without a battery for storage. It's something to seriously consider. It's a good investment. No, oil, I'm confident to say I don't think oil will ever run out, but the problem is we'll reach what's called peak, point in time, and it's no earth-shattering event, but the point in time when we produce more oil than we'll ever be able to produce afterwards. Despite our best efforts. It's likely that oil and most fossil fuels will go into terminal decline quite soon. So we don't have time to delay. It's not necessary to panic, but we need to face that reality, and we need to adapt and change our lifestyles accordingly. Yes, in the 1980s, Eskom had about 13 more power stations than they strictly needed. And subsequently they stopped building power stations. The result is that many of the power stations currently generating are nearing the ends of their economic lives. There comes a time when it's not possible to extend the life of a power station any further. It's not safe to do so, and it's not economically viable. And several of our power stations in the next 5 years are going to be decommissioned. And that means that even the new generation capacity that's coming on from Udupi and Kusile will not be enough to meet the current needs. So the only way to address that problem is either to build more generation capacity, which costs money, and Eskom doesn't have the money, and we don't want to pay more for it, or we've got to manage demand better. So I would suggest that's a good place to start. If we stop wasting energy, we can do a lot better. Right, I think it's important that I say that I would encourage people to embrace this change sooner rather than later. There's a great temptation to want to wait for a new promising technology that's just around the corner. Unfortunately, that great new technology seldom ever comes. It's very seldom that something so revolutionary comes about, especially in this field. Conditions are very good today. I don't see solar panels coming down in price much more than they are today. Why not just do it today?
This has been another successful event brought to you by SAICE JHB. We hope you sign up for the next lecture.